Good evening, everyone. Jose J Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. So tonight's coaching Sundays, 8 p.m. EST time, every same back channel, same back time. New topic, always adding something new, always adding value, bringing you the top of best education we have available. And with any strategy, anything we're working on is we are an open book. That's what we do is we share. We are one giant community and we're growing when it comes to mobile home investing. So that's what we're here is to give back. But what I want to talk about tonight is going to be on the shadow events. More specific, again, a lot of questions are coming in. There's a lot of new people that are reaching out to us, which is wonderful. I love connecting with people from all over. And you have to understand, we are not nationwide yet in the sense of investing, but mobile home investing can be done nationwide. But we do have a lot of, I call them student investors from all over. I have student investors in states that I don't do business yet at this point. We're going to be nationwide within the next 5 years. But I have students out of California, out of New York, out of Washington, out of New Jersey, out of you name it, because they tune into this channel and they realize that they too can get into this type of investing. Low risk, low entry, high reward with mobile homes any and everywhere across the board. Guys, you got to remember, mobile homes are the last of affordability housing. What does that mean exactly? When you think about all these houses, now the interests are going up. Less people are getting qualified for loans. The interests are killing people just as start points, even the down payments. You got apartment complexes which are raising. And I mean, we're watching our market steadily. I mean, we're talking every 6 months, they're seeing increase and increase. And you're not talking numbers like we were before. Minimum margins that may not make such a big difference. Some of these apartments that we're seeing once upon a time, and when I say once upon a time, I mean a couple years ago, maybe 750, 800 a month, maybe on tops, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. Today, these same apartments are renting anywhere from 13 to 1500 1 bedroom. That's not affordability housing. That's no longer in criteria of. So what's happening is that less people that are able to afford this, less people that are getting loans, less people that are getting approved. Banks are rejecting them. They have to go somewhere to live. Everybody needs a place to live. That is when we see a high, even more increase of mobile homes that are in high demand. Affordability housing is not going anywhere. It is continuing to grow. America has a serious shortage of housing. And when it comes to affordability, it's by many, a lot more than so. We coach everyday investors how to get into this niche, how to get into this industry. I got into this industry 7 years ago with one rental. I had a day job, okay, and a big vision. That was it. I wanted to be a landlord. I wanted to take one mobile home, rehab and make it beautiful, and put it out there on the market to be rented. That's what I wanted, and I accomplished that. That first year, I ended up doing 9 more. I ended up with a total of 10 mobile homes that I rehab 90% plus all on my own. I quickly learned the whole headaches with the contractors, with handymans not showing up, stealing things, not reporting this, etc. I took it up on myself to say, I will get it on. I know enough to. I will hire a contractor simply when it's time to check and review something that I may not be aware of. And that's what we did the first year is 10 mobile homes. I'm saying that because it is possible. And some of you, I'm watching some of my student investors that I've coached, you have done that amount in less than half of my timing. You know, one beautiful thing about learning something is like nobody can take it from you. Once you learn one strategy, one way of doing anything, it's you can better it and you can better it. That's what we're doing here with mobile home investing. We are teaching people the fundamentals, the ins and outs, tips, clues, ideas, strategies, step by step on how to invest so that you too can be successful and not do what I did at the beginning. Burn a lot of time, waste a lot of money, and a lot of stress and headaches that I could have saved me if I would have been a little open minded to coaching. What does it take to be successful in any industry? Mobile home investing. Be coachable. You got to be coachable. You have to be open minded because there's a lot of things that many times you don't realize that there's better, easier ways to do something that is going to be even more efficient. But if you're hard headed, if you will, you're going to have a hard time dealing with that. And that was me early on. A lot of people, when I say, oh, I had 10 mobile homes in my first year, they say, oh, that's a great accomplishment. It was good. I was blessed. But looking back, that took too long because in today's field, in the market of what we're doing now, and we have so many more strategies, which I'm going to cover, I can do 10 mobile homes in a week. So, no, granted, we 7 years later, we've obviously, transpired with all our education, our knowledge, our connections. I mean, we got the teams, we got everything. This takes time, but nevertheless, it's a lot of the things I was doing. I was wasting more time. I was doing it all on my own, and I wasn't listening. Things that I would mess up, I would have to come back and redo again. Should you just fix it the first way, the first time? So, look, I want to talk about this shadow event. This shadow event is a day, it's an event I created where you get to spend a day by my side. I learn a lot reading. I learn a lot behind a computer. I learn a lot listening, but it's a whole different ball game when you show me something. Show me how to do this one thing. Show me what you're talking about. It just clicks. It just okay. That makes sense, right? One of those kind of things. And I realized that most people are the same way. So when I created this event, it was to take you out there. Stop teaching you behind a computer, behind a screen. This works too. But I want to take you out there and show you step by step. Here are my 7 steps. I'm going to go over them. My 7 steps into investing in mobile homes. More investors follow up, okay? Take initiative from shadow events than any other coaching we have. And the reason, again, is because we simplify it so much. And we're also the only real estate mobile home investing coaching platform that offers real deals to our student investors. Meaning, when you are ready to buy a deal, a first mobile home, okay, I've learned everything there is to. I know how to get started. I know how to do this. I have an idea on certain things. I can obviously ask some more because we don't go away. We're still around. But now, where do I get my first mobile home? Like, well, how do I really take initiative? We eliminate that time, and because we have a full inventory spreadsheet of off market deals, it is a no brainer. And at the shadow event, we're typically at a community park where we have a lot of these available. So we're actually going into the mobile homes that are available out on off market for you, and we're going to review it. Very, very smart for those of you who says, I want this one. Why do you want this one? Because Jay just went through and reviewed it. He just showed me exactly what it needs. It just made it easy. You see what I'm talking about? So 7 steps that we go through. Okay. Number 1, brand, market, and advertise. If you do not have deals, if you do not have leads, you don't have a business. Okay. LLCs, corporations, a team, management, handyman. You can think about all these things to populate an entire team. But if you do not have leads or deals, you're just spinning wheel and wasting time. The first order of business, okay, is going to be find deals. Because remember, when you find deals, now you have options. I can wholesale it, I can flip it, I can keep it, I can rehab it, I can rent it. You see what's happening. And a lot of that's also going to mean how much money do you have to pocket. If you have little means to, nothing wrong with that. You can start mobile home investing with no money. It would simply be wholesaling, which means you're connecting. Maybe bring me the deal. Hey Jay, I found a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single wide. They're asking 5,000. I'd love to be able to wholesale it to you. I'm going to mark it up 1,000, 2,000 if it's within numbers. I don't care who sells me homes. I don't care how much you're making, because if it's still a good deal, I don't want to know the breakdown. That's irrelevant to me. It's a good deal. Okay. So you have to be able to find leads off market. Brand, market, advertise. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. Funny thing about when you brand, market, and advertise yourself accordingly, hashtag consistently, deals start coming in. What's even more scarier for a lot of people is, oh, now there's actually deals coming in. What do I say to him? What do I say to her? What do I ask them? Okay. We teach you how to negotiate with sellers. What do you say to a seller? What do you ask? What is the initial questions? Okay. And all this is a breakdown. Sir, ma'am, what is the year, make, model, condition? Are you ready to sell? You see, and we break all these slower because, again, this is things that you're going to do over and over. Repetition is the mother of all skill, and we're going to teach you. Okay. Step number 3, MAO, maximum allowed offer. The biggest mistake I see investors making is you're overpaying. You overpay, you overoffer, and now you are in a upside down deal to begin with. I get the same response. Well, I didn't know if there was going to be another one. I was in a hurry. I was trying to get this. I love fast productivity. Absolutely. Take initiative and waste no time. But if it's not a deal, stop trying to make it be. Stop forcing a deal that's not a deal. Some of the best deals many times is going to be the ones you walked away from because it was never one to begin with. But the problem is not so much that you over offered or that you overpaid as much as you didn't know what the value of the mobile home as is. Okay. There's no Zillow. There's no Trulia. There's no Realtor. There's none of these, what I call fancy sites of real estate in the niche industry that we call mobile home investing, which is mostly mobile homes inside of communities. So how do I find the value of a mobile home as is in a community? Comparables. You're doing the exact same thing that all these sites do. You're just going to have to do a little bit of work. We're going to tell you who to call, who to connect with, certain markets to check, certain dates, certain sales. You can't come up with that number and then it's reverse engineer number put together and say, okay, well, based on the year, make, model, condition, location, okay, I can pay up to X amount of money. Based on this number, I may go ahead and say I can only pay 80% of that, 70% of that. And that's my offer. Now you know the numbers, okay? You brand market advertise, you're getting leads, you're talking to sellers, you're making an MAO, maximum a lot offer, okay? Now it's closing time. Now you got to close or you got to wholesale. So you got to learn paperwork, documents, legality, due diligence. Biggest difference between mobile homes and real property, real estate, it's one is real property and one, mobile homes are personal property. So what is personal property exactly? Personal property is much like, and is treated very, very likely as a vehicle, car, motorcycle, boat. That's personal property, which holds a title. It's not a deed, okay? It is ownership, but it's a title just like a car. So your closings are not going to be done with realtors, attorneys, and agencies, etc. Can be. You can push for those if you like. Don't need them. Most don't do them. What you do have is the due diligence that we teach you how to conduct accordingly, and then you're closing at the DMV. Big difference, something to learn, okay? Hiring contractors, that's next. I got my home, I've got it closed, we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and keep it because I want to be a landlord too. I want to collect passive income for years and years to come. So now I have to hire contractors. Hiring contractors is going to be one of the hardest tasks, whether you ask real estate investors or mobile home investors. Okay, there's a lot of good help, but there's a lot more of not so much. And contractors can make or break you. If they don't show up to the job, if they don't get something done in time, if they don't conduct something right, if it takes excess material, excess labor, all these negativities I'm pointing out because you have to be aware. And we see way too many times when contractors con people, investors. I didn't know, he said that maybe that these, I wasn't aware. We're going to make you aware. When we get through reviewing an entire mobile home, you're going to say, I know the cost of that. I know the price of that. I know a quote on this. It's what it is. Quick little example to that. If you take your vehicle to a car shop and you know nothing about your car, is it easy or likely for them to say, hey, you need excessive of something? How do you know otherwise? Same happens in mobile homes. Don't be that. Okay. After that, exit strategies. So now you got your mobile home. It's rehab. Obviously, it's getting in there. Material. We're going to cover that also. Where to buy the material, where to buy everything is in bulk that we buy, but we have special sites also that we use. We don't just run to the local home improvement and say, give me all of these because you will be out of budget. We're going to teach you how to put a budget together. Okay. But it's time to sell, or it's time to rent, or it's time to do a lease option. Maybe you want to do Airbnb or Section 8. All good, by the way. Every one of those strategies, plus many more we have, is one more stream of income. Cash flow. Yes, got my money. We're going to teach you the best strategies to use and which exit strategy to use in which market, because it is never what option you want. It's whatever the market allows. And again, this is why you need to know rental numbers, lot rent numbers, market numbers, ARV numbers, okay, move-in readies, because you're going to be able to determine, okay, based on these numbers here, it looks like if I do a rental, I'm probably going to be low only to X amount a month. But if I do a lease option, I could probably double that every month, create it passive every month, or I may just do a wholesale because the market numbers here are too low. That is what dictates what exit strategy you're going to use. Post mobile homes inside of communities, sooner or later, you're going to have to continue to evolve, to graduate, to get to the next thing and the next thing. Meaning, Now, you're not just doing mobile homes inside of communities. Now, you're going to do all these strategies because they're phenomenal. Rentals, rent to owns, lease options, okay? You're going to do flipping. You're going to do wholesaling, double wholesaling. You're going to move them, infill. You're now going to also get into land. They're not making no more land. And there's a lot of land that is zoned for mobile homes. And there's a big misconception that all mobile homes depreciate like a vehicle. Yes and no. A mobile home depreciates if it leaves the lot where it's sold and if it's inside of a community, mobile home park, trailer park, call them what you want. Every year they sit there, they decrease a little bit more, decrease a little bit more, like a vehicle would. But did you know that you can actually put a single or double wide or both in on a piece of property, parcel? You can convert the mobile home from personal property to real property and actually increase the value, not just overall, but also every year now. Guess what that mobile home is doing? Appreciating. Beautiful thing, beautiful concept. Then you want to get into parks, wholesale parks. We've wholesale many mobile home parks. We buy, flip them, mobile home parks. Those are the levels that you got to get into. Working with other investors, networking. Look, being at this event in a room full of like-minded investors from all levels, because you got to remember, some of these investors have 20 deals, 30 deals. Some are new, but it's the point that you're in a room with like-minded networking. I mean, that's priceless. The connections. One thing I push for at every event is everybody get everybody's number because you will run into issues. You will run into ideas. Would it be nice to, hey, I remember Johnny, he was talking about that at the event. Let me reach out to him, see what you're doing. Okay. Learn to grow. Another deficiency I had starting out was being an introvert. I don't want to talk to people. I'm not asking him, not bothering her. How about you do ask him? How about you do ask her? It's one of those things where we grow, and this is why we're a community. August 19th, bittersweet moment for us to grow nationwide because that is our goal. We are having to focus a lot more on deals, on the opportunities, on the connections. We have been doing these shadows for over 5 years. And now it's going to come to a stop, come to an end for a while, if not for good. And again, it's because we're trying to grow, multiply. We will be nationwide within the next 5 years. We'll be in every state investing. We'll do some coaching, probably not the shadow event, but I wanted to have one more shadow before I let it be for a while, if not for good. This one last shadow is your opportunity to come by my side for a full Saturday, 9 in the morning to 3 p.m. Half of the day, we're in a classroom setting where you're learning. We have guest speakers. We have contractors at the event. We have park managers, park owners. Okay. We have our insurance agent guy who's also going to talk about protecting your assets. So many things happen, right? And then we're going to have the rest of the day where we go out in the field, out in the mobile homes, and we're reviewing them inside out. Let's talk about now the rehab, the material, the labor, what it all consists of. When you leave that event, you know how to invest. Some of these guys have been investing when they come to me and they leave this event. They're like, wow, all the stuff I was not aware of. They go on to multiply. And that's what you got to do. So this is my invitation to all of you. Limited seats. 30 seats is all we allow. Why only 30? Let me cover that real quick. At the shadow event, I like to get personal and I like to meet everyone. And I want to make sure that you leave there with all your questions answered. We've had shadow events where we had almost 70 people. I didn't connect with everybody. It's almost impossible. And another thing is safety. Mobile homes are small. So trying to fit 70 people in one, not going to happen, right? We had to divide groups and we had to coach. We did great either way, but I felt I didn't connect with everybody. I want you to feel like you got your answers, your questions answered, like you left there, you got to meet us, connect with us, and you leave with that thought behind, I feel good about what I've learned. So that's why there are limited seats, 30 seats available. Our price didn't go up for this event, even though we have more guest speakers coming. They're all there to contribute and add more value to you. Okay. Join us. You can join right now still. Purchase one ticket, get the second person, no fee. Next week, those prices go up. So check it out. I hope to see all of you there August 19th. Send us an email if you have any questions, j@garciamhu.com, and we'll look forward to connecting with you. Till next time, thank you for watching.